The car sits crooked against a snowbank on a dark New Hampshire road. The engine is cold. The headlights are off. There is no blood, no footprints leading away, no sign of struggle. Inside the car, a packed bag, textbooks, clothes, a bottle of wine. The radio still tuned to a college station. It doesn't look like a crash. It doesn't look like panic. It looks deliberate. On a freezing February night, Maura Murray vanished without a scream, without a trail, and without leaving behind a single clear answer. And nearly 2 decades later, no one knows where she went. On February 9, 2004, a single car accident on a quiet rural road became one of the most haunting missing person cases in American history. Not because of what was found, but because of what wasn't. No body, no confirmed witnesses, no clear explanation. Just a young woman, her abandoned car, and a mystery that refuses to fade with time. Maura Murray was 21 years old. She was a nursing student, an athlete, and someone known for her discipline and drive. She ran track competitively. She kept her grades high. She was reliable, focused, and often placed intense pressure on herself to succeed. Friends described her as private, sometimes guarded, but deeply caring. She rarely spoke openly about stress, choosing instead to manage it alone. On the surface, her life appeared structured and goal-oriented. Beneath it, however, signs of strain were beginning to appear. In the weeks leading up to her disappearance, Maura was involved in a shoplifting incident involving cosmetics. Soon after, she was in a car accident following a party. Neither incident was violent or extreme, but together they painted a picture of someone struggling quietly. Then came the phone calls. Maura contacted her professors and told them there had been a death in the family. There had not. She asked for time away from classes. No details, no follow-up. Just a request for space. Shortly afterward, she packed her car, clothes, books, maps, printed directions, items suggesting travel, but not a clear destination. It raised a question that still echoes today. Was Maura planning a brief escape to clear her mind, or was she running from something she felt unable to face? On the morning of February 9th, Maura left her campus in Massachusetts without telling friends or family. There were no goodbye messages, no explanations, just a quiet departure. Cell phone records later showed her traveling north into New Hampshire. Along the way, she stopped at a gas station. Surveillance footage captured her inside, purchasing snacks. She appeared calm, composed, and unremarkable. She smiled at the cashier. There were no visible signs of distress. That image, frozen in time, would become the last confirmed sighting of Maura Murray. As she continued driving, the road narrowed and climbed into the White Mountains. Snowbanks lined the shoulders. Temperatures dropped. Darkness arrived early, settling heavily over the landscape. At approximately 7:27 p.m., Maura's Saturn left the road and struck a snowbank. The impact was not severe. It did not resemble a high-speed collision. It looked more like a slide, the kind common on icy winter roads. A nearby resident heard the sound and called police. It did not seem urgent. Just another winter accident on a familiar stretch of road. But when officers arrived minutes later, the scene was eerily empty. The car was locked. The airbags had deployed. Boxes of wine were visible inside. The windshield was cracked, but there was no blood. No personal items appeared scattered. No obvious signs of a struggle. And Maura was nowhere to be found. The temperature was below freezing. Snow surrounded the car. Anyone walking away should have left footprints. There were none. It felt as though Maura had vanished in the time it took to blink. Just minutes before police arrived, a school bus driver had stopped near the scene. He spoke with Maura through the window of her car. She appeared shaken but coherent. She told him she had already called roadside assistance. She asked him not to contact police. Concerned, he left anyway and made the call. That decision narrowed the timeline dramatically. Between the moment he drove away and the moment officers arrived, Maura disappeared. The window was small, almost impossibly small. Where could she have gone in that time? And why leave the safety of her vehicle in freezing temperatures? Search teams were quickly organized. Tracking dogs picked up Maura's scent near the car and followed it down the road. The trail continued briefly, then abruptly stopped, as if she had entered another vehicle, or stepped onto ice, or vanished into thin air. Volunteers combed the surrounding forests. Rivers were searched. Abandoned structures were checked. Days turned into weeks, then months. Nothing was found, no body, no clothing, no belongings. The mountains, which usually leave clues, remained silent. Investigators began examining Maura's personal life more closely. The stress, the lies about a family death, the sudden, unexplained trip. Was this a breakdown, a planned escape, or something interrupted before it could unfold? Her family strongly rejected the idea that Maura would vanish willingly. She was close to her siblings. She loved running and school. She always stayed in contact, except now. Her phone never rang again. Speculation filled the void left by the absence of answers. Some believed Maura accepted a ride from a stranger. Others suspected a predator familiar with the area. Some theorized she wandered into the woods and succumbed to the cold. Each theory felt plausible. None could be proven. Witnesses later recalled seeing vehicles pass through the area that night, but no one remembered seeing Maura enter another car, which felt impossible. And yet, she was gone. After the crash, Maura's cell phone went completely silent. There were no outgoing calls, no incoming messages, no pings. Her bank account remained untouched. There was no activity on social media, no digital footprint left behind. In a world increasingly defined by constant connectivity, Maura vanished without leaving a trace. That absence is what makes the case so unsettling. Years passed. Tips poured in. Most led nowhere. Some contradicted others. A few raised hope, only to collapse under scrutiny. Searches were repeated with advancing technology. Cadaver dogs, sonar equipment. Each effort ended the same way: empty. Hope rose and fell in cycles, leaving behind exhaustion and grief. Over time, new witnesses came forward claiming they had seen a woman matching Maura's description. Some described a figure walking along the road. Others mentioned a stopped vehicle or distant sounds in the night. But memories faded. Timelines blurred. Certainty remained elusive. The truth bent under the weight of time. Eventually, a realization began to take shape. Maura did not leave a trail because whatever happened was fast. It was close, unexpected, not a long journey, not a carefully planned disappearance. A moment of trust, a moment of fear, a decision made under pressure. The crash was not the end of her story, it was the interruption. The moment everything shifted from stress to danger, from confusion to disappearance. And the quiet road has kept its secret ever since. Maura's family never stopped searching. Her father retraced her route repeatedly, hoping for something, anything that had been missed. Her sister spoke publicly, refusing to let the case fade into silence. Maura's dorm room remained untouched. Some clothes were never unpacked. Notes stayed where she left them. Her voicemail still played her cheerful voice, promising she would call back later. She never did, because someone can exist one moment and then simply not. Some believe she ran away. Some believe she encountered foul play. Some believe the wilderness claimed her. Each theory has holes, each leaves pain. Snow continues to fall on that road every winter. Cars pass every night. Life moves forward. But something is missing. A young woman with plans, pressure, and dreams she never reached. The mystery endures because there is no certainty. No body, no confession, no final clue. Just a car in the snow, a vanished driver, and questions that refuse to rest. Did Maura walk into the dark alone or into someone else's car? Did she seek escape or encounter danger? The truth waits somewhere on that quiet road, hidden in the woods, in memory, or in someone's silence. Until then, Maura Murray remains frozen in time. Not alive, not gone, just missing. And the snow keeps falling, covering everything except the questions, which only grow louder.